Good morning, everyone. So today is just gonna be a really chill kind of day. Figured I'd come out and get the mail before I updated you guys on some reading. So I haven't gotten the mail in a couple of days. What is this? Anonymous. Open with care? Okay, so I guess we're just gonna open this. It says open with care. Okay, so this is what's in here. It says, in order to discover my identity, you must first, A, B, C, D, use these letters to spell thee. Second, my life must be measured in hours, I sever by being devoured. Third, by the stars in the sky I rise. Fourth, the day is done, the time has told, I blaze. And finish, the raven once said, nevermore. There's nothing else. There's nothing else on here. What's happening?
Oh, look, I'm in. Listen, I don't have much time, but I got something really important to tell you. The Summer of Self Pub is having a readathon July 23rd through the 30th. Join the scavenger hunt for indie fantasies. Crap, they found me. I gotta go.
Wow. Okay, so we have been taken over by the famous hacker Argent Rabe. I don't know what happened, but she got in somehow. And apparently July, we are all being forced to participate in Summer of Self Pub. I don't make the rules. It's either that or she destroys my channel. I'm gonna do what I'm told. I'm gonna do what I'm told. All right, everybody. So July is the month of Summer of Self Pub, and I wanted to include that in my TBR because obviously it's going to play a huge role in my TBR for the month of July. This is hosted by Argent Rabe, or Rachel, and if you guys have been around on our reading sprints, you've seen her. She loves indie, we love indie, and we all really, really want to participate in this. So this is a scavenger hunt type readathon where you start at the very, very top. You have to go in order, and you're supposed to find an indie book to fit all of the prompts. As far as I know, there's not a whole lot of rules. I think you can double up, triple up, do whatever you need to do. So just really quickly, I wanted to go through those prompts in a little bit more detail. She was inspired by Edgar Allan Poe for these prompts, so they're all kind of coming from some of his poems. The first one, A, B, C, D, use these letters to spell thee, is to read an indie that has the letters of your name in the title. So for example, I can use the name Mel, and it just has to have an M, an E, and an L somewhere in the title or author name. Then the next one is my life can be measured in hours, I sever by being devoured. That is to read an indie by candlelight. Next up, we have by the stars in the sky I rise. So read a really chunky indie, something over 500 pages. And then the day is done, the time is told, I blaze. Read an indie with fire on the cover. That one may be a little bit trickier. And then the raven once said, nevermore, rest and self-care. So these are pretty easy prompts. It won't take very long to do. We've got a week to get them all done in. And it's taking place July 24th to July 30th, which is around the time of Rachel's birthday. In a minute, I'm going to go through my MBR and we'll see kind of what I have on my radar that might fit some of these prompts. But that's not the only readathon that I'm participating in the month of July. You got it. I'm also participating in Questathon, which is hosted by Sahar from Basically Bookish Reads. And Sahar has already got an announcement video up for this, and I'll link all of this stuff down below. There's also a Discord for the Summer of Self Pub readathon. So again, all of that will be linked in the description box. So the Questathon is a really cool readathon where you can join either the elves, the wizards, the dwarfs, the mortals, and the hobbits, I believe. It's kind of inspired by Lord of the Rings, and you have to follow this quest, and everything has to be done in order. And the team that has the most amount of members complete the quest is the team that wins. It's a really, really cool idea. Sahar explains it a heck of a whole lot better than I do. So again, please go watch her announcement video. But you have all been told, I don't make the rules. Again, I don't make the rules. But you're all team elves. You're all team elves. So Team Elves is going to be hosted by me and Rye from Rye's Reading Corner. I don't know what Sahara was thinking, but she did break up the trio, so you're not allowed to go to the Wizard team. That's not allowed. You can go to any other team but the Wizard team. Sorry, Cass. But can you tell I'm just a teensy bit competitive? I'm just kidding. We're all going to have a great time. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to participate. I'm not going to be making a dedicated TBR for these readathons because I'm just going to kind of pick up what I feel like in the month of July other than the few that I have to read. And we're just going to see what happens. So to really quickly go over the books that I have to read in the month of July, the first one is going to be Gleam by Raven Kennedy. This is also for Sahar's Fan Row Book Club. We are reading the Plated Prisoner series. So the month of July is Gleam, and then we will move on to Glow in August and then take a hiatus until the 5th book comes out, I think, next year. If you're not sure what the Plated Prisoner series is about, this follows a girl who is completely made of gold, and she is the consort or the favored of King Midas, whose touch can turn everything into gold. That's kind of all I want to say because it does quickly kind of turn away from that into something a little bit more. So far, we haven't gotten a whole lot of romance out of this fan row, so I am hoping that book 3 gives us some steamy scenes and really leans into that fan row moment, but I've heard they just keep getting better and better and better as you go, so I'm really excited to get to the 3rd book in the series. And I actually get to read this one with everybody, which is a ton of fun because I had already read books 1 and 2 before the live shows and was trying so hard not to spoil any of the first 2 books. So I'm glad that I actually get to pick up with everybody from here on out. And then next up, I need to catch up with the Realm of the Elderling. So I'm going to be reading Fool's Assassin by Robin Hobb. I'm also going to be trying to squeeze in the next in this trilogy because I can't remember if the live show's in July or August for that, but I need to get caught up and join the Elderling along. I have been caught up. I have been on board with this for however many books we're in now, and so I can't quit now. I've got 3 books left. We can't quit now. I can't really tell you what this trilogy is about because it's like the 5th one in the Realm of the Elderlings, but basically this is a big world that Robin Hobb has created. The Fitz kind of series follows a young boy named Fitz who is the bastard of the Prince Chivalry, and Fitz is taken in by the royal family and is trained to be the king's assassin. This book is... Robin Hobb just creates some really great characters. They pull at your heartstrings. Most people have cried in basically every single book. I did not like the Rain Wilds quartet quite as much as I have the others, especially Live Ships and Tawny Man, but I am really excited to get back in and finish out the series and see how it ends. Or I guess it's not how it ends because I think she's planning more, but see how this kind of arc ends. The next book that I definitely need to read is not Ninth Reign. It is the 2nd book in the Ninth Reign series, and this is for the Backlist Book Club hosted by Covers with Cassidy. I've not read this one yet. It's the end of the month. I haven't read this one yet, but I will. I will be reading this one. Possibly will have even read it by the time you guys see this video, but the live show for Ninth Reign is on July 10th. We don't have a time yet, but it will be on July 10th. So I'm really excited to get to this one. I've got a little bit of time. It's been on my radar for forever. I will be completely honest with you. I don't know a whole lot about what this is about, and I kind of want to keep it that way because I've heard that it's very unique and very odd, and I don't want to know a ton going in so that I can kind of just absorb the unique and odd as we go. But it is a fantasy book, and I'm very excited to get to it. The next book that I absolutely need to read is The Locked Door by Freida McFadden. This is the officially unofficial book club pick for the Late Night Crew in the month of July. We posted a poll of several different horrors that we had been wanting to read and let you guys pick, and this is the one that won. It is on Kindle Unlimited, so if you've got that, you can easily get a copy. I also think the audiobook is on Hoopla. I don't know a ton about this one. I know that it is a psychological horror thriller, and that there is an 11-year-old girl that was in her bedroom doing some of her homework when she did not know that her father was actually killing somebody down in the basement. But then when the police arrive, obviously things go to crap. And then we're following her decades later where her father has always been behind bars and she was able to kind of live her life quiet, nobody really knowing who she was. But then when she discovers that one of her young female patients has been murdered, she suspects her father. And I do like this little tagline. It sounds really interesting. Somebody wants her to take the fall for this unthinkable crime, but she's not a killer like her father. The police can't pin anything on her as long as they don't look in the basement. There's supposed to be a really, really good twist to this one, so I'm super excited to get to it. We have not had a lot of luck with the unofficially official book club picks, so I'm hoping that this one's going to be really, really good because we need a good book. We need a good book. And last but not least, I am going to be doing an indie ARC vlog. So I have gotten 3 or 4 review copies recently from indie authors or self-published authors, and I really, really want to get to these in the month of July. The first one is going to be The Last Keeper by J.V. Hilliard. This one follows a young boy who has prophetic visions, and he is a keeper of the forbidden. So he's got to use his sights to foil the plans of a fallen keeper. And there's also an elven princess who has a past. She is a mediator between the elves and the humans, and there is a new force of evil that is rising up. The magic system in this sounds really, really cool. I'm very excited to read it, so thank you to the author for sending me not only a physical copy, but also an Audible credit, so that's amazing. And of course, if I can, I'm going to be reading all of these for the Summer of Self Pub. That runs the whole month of July, but just the scavenger hunt is the last week. The next one is The Crimson Script by S.J. Hull. This one was sent to me by the author a while ago, and I told him I didn't know when I was going to get around to it, but now is the time, I think. This is about a city that is on the brink of civil war, and there are gangs that are terrorizing the streets. Criminals are raiding homes. But within the city of mask and deceit, our main character moves between the shadows and is hunting those that are preying upon the weak. When she returns to life of civilized nobility, as the daughter of the renowned magister, she is aided by her friend, and they have to bring justice to those that plague the streets. However, it's not long before the political upheave of magisters bring trouble to her own home. So this sounds like a very politicized indie fantasy, and I'm super interested to get to it. Next up, I am being sent a copy of Winds of Strife by U.G. Gutman. It is not here yet. I was really hoping I could hold off on filming this video until it came in, but Amazon's being a bit slow, so it's on its way. But thank you so much to the author for sending me a copy of this one. This is about witch hunters and a man that infiltrated the ranks of the witch hunters like 15 years ago in order to try to destroy them from the inside. But now his time has come to try to actually destroy these witch hunters and overthrow the king. But because he has been there for 15 years, he's slowly been corrupted by their ideals. Sounds really, really cool. I'm excited to read it. Thank you so much to UG Gutman for sending me a copy. And last but not least, we have Titan Hoppers by Rob J. Hayes. This will be my first official Rob J. Hayes book. And it is a progression sci-fi fantasy where humanity is clinging to the life in crumbling feet of spaceships, scavenging from a mighty space titans. I know that this comes out sometime in the month of July. There's a mock-up of the cover art I'll put here, but from what I can tell, Rob J. Hayes was just kind of playing around in his Photoshop, and this is not the completed cover. The completed cover is still to come, but I'm excited. I'm excited to give Rob J. Hayes a try. Progression sci-fi fantasy with spaceships sounds a little bit terrifying, so even if it's not the book for me, I'm still excited to give his writing style a taste, and I will definitely be picking up more from him in the future. So I believe those are all of the books that I have to read in the month of July. We also have a couple of others that I will probably be reading, such as The It Girl by Ruth Ware. This comes out on July 12th. Another one that comes out on July 12th, and July 12th is just a really big day for releases, is Upgrade by Blake Crouch. I have loved Dark Matter and Recursion, so I'm really excited to get to Upgrade, even though it sounds a little bit different. Goodness, I hope y'all can't tell, but my voice is almost gone. I've had some kind of cold, and I feel like you can hear it today. The next one that comes out on July 12th is What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. This one is the August Literally Dead book club pick, and I cannot wait to read it. I have loved the Hollow Places, really enjoyed the Twisted one, so I'm excited to read her next horror novel. And then just for a couple of ones that I just want to read that I have had sitting around and really need to get to, since it is Indie Month, why not talk about Illborn by Daniel T. Jackson. This is a religious, political-inspired fantasy. I did read the prologue after Cassidy was like, read it, read it. And really, really enjoyed it. So I am excited to pick back up where I left off and finish out this book. I do think that the second one is coming sometime in the later half of this year, early next year, so got to get on it. One that's been on my TBR for the last 3 months is Valor by John Gwynne. I've got to get to this one. I picked it up. I got 40 pages in. I was loving it. I got scared. I put it down because so many people have been reading this and saying that it's even better than Malice, that they gave it a 10 out of 10 and loved it, and now they want to cry and binge the rest of the series. And I know I'm going to love it, and I know this is going to be one of my favorite series of all time, and for some reason that scares me, and I keep not reading it. I don't know. My brain's weird. And then last but not least, we have Ashes of the Sun by Django Wexler. This is one that I'm excited to get to. It was in my try a sentence video, and the first sentence is not that great, but Cassidy has actually since read the first chapter, video to come soon, and said that it was really, really good. She said the first chapter was amazing and made her want to drop everything to pick this one up. I know that this one follows a set of siblings, and one is trying to overthrow the empire and one that wants to save it. I think Rachel's called it fantasy Star Wars or something. I don't know how that works, but I absolutely love the cover for this one, and I'm excited. Django Wexler has a lot of books out, and so I really just want to start picking them up. So I think that that covers most of what I just really plan to read this month. Obviously, there's several others that are kind of high up on my radar, such as Collar Bound and Legacy of Ash, Spine of the Dragon. There's a bunch that I just really, really want to get to, but there's only so much time in a day. So I will be getting to as many of these as I possibly can. Let me know down in the comments what you plan to read in the month of July. We're going to make July a good month. It's hot as crap here in the South, so I'm going to be spending a lot of time inside reading and not outside sweating. And so hopefully I can get through a pretty big stack of these relatively quickly. I hope you guys enjoyed this TBR. Please, please, please go check out the lovely ladies down below that are hosting readathons. And if you do decide to participate in Questathon, don't forget to pick Team Elves. There is a Discord for both of those readathons. So again, all that information will be down below. Let me know what's on your TBR for the month of July. Let me know if you've read any of these and if they're on my maybe TBR, if you think I should pick them up like right now. Tell me. I need to know. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe if you want it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.